trade recap on exactly how I made $3,300 in about 3 minutes this morning. So first things first, let's look at my broker statement to show that I actually took this trade. Boom. So this is the trade. Very, very nice trade today, guys. I was in this trade for 3.5 minutes. I made a total profit of $3,372.18. And yeah, so let's talk about it. So this trade was a break and retest to the downside. So as you all know, the break and retest is my favorite setup. Hands down, it's my favorite setup. It's my highest win rate setup. It occurs more often than any of my other setups. So for those two reasons, it is my favorite setup. And it's just simple. It's so simple. And it's really just systematic. So let's talk about how I was able to find this trade. So the first thing that I did when I woke up this morning is I marked out the New York Open, right? The New York Open is the first 15-minute candle at 8 a.m. This is not the stock market open. The stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. New York Open is at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because we are trading this. This is the Forex session. This is the New York Forex session. When the banks start coming in, this is when the volume starts coming in. Before the stock market. So this is the level that we use. We use this 15-minute candle right there. Once that's marked out, I then wait for a break, right? So today we were below the New York Open, so we already had the break. So I was right when the market opened up, I was waiting for a retest, right? So we already had the break. Here's the break. So right at 9:30, I'm saying in my mind, I'm saying I want to see us retest this level. We got the retest, and I took shorts right here, and then I got out of my shorts right at this low right there. So I really want to show you guys exactly where I entered this trade. So you can see that we have this midpoint area here. So I usually either enter a break and retest from this midpoint area or from this area right here. Today, I decided to enter it from this bottom area because what I saw was a very, very clean rejection of this New York Open, right? So I saw the retest. I didn't enter right when we got that retest. I waited for us to move up a little bit because I was going to see if we were going to test this midpoint. If we were, I probably would have entered there. We didn't test this midpoint, which gave me even more confirmation that we were going to keep moving down. So right when we started to make this little move down, I entered right about there. And this trade was about a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So very nice trade, very good risk to reward. I took that trade, and then I took a trade on Monday. Those have been my only trades so far. This price action for today has not been good at all. So I am very, very glad that I was able to take that trade. So that's the thing, guys. You have to have a very clear idea of when you are trading and when you are not trading. For me, I trade from 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I took this trade at about 9:55. I was in the trade for 3 minutes. I was completely done trading at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I avoided all of this chop. The problem with a lot of you guys is one of two things. You'll either take this win, just like I did, and then you'll try to catch another win because you're greedy. Like, there's no reason to take another trade after you have a winning trade, in my opinion, with my strategy. I made $3,000. So I easily could have said, oh, I made $3,000, but I didn't make $10,000. I'm going to try to take this trade. And then I would have ended up losing. So you have to be happy with what you make. And you also have to understand that this is a game of consistency. If you guys can make $1,000 every day, 200 trading days in a year, that's $200,000. That's a lot of money. So it's about consistency. It's not about having these giant home run winners and then, just not trading for months and months and months or taking big losses. It's about having really good winners and really small losers, right? And then just that effect compounds because, if you make $3,000 and you lose 1,000, you make 3,000, lose 1,000, eventually you're just going to continue to stack up money, then you can increase your position size. You can start, trying different strategies. You can start diversifying. You can start investing in different things. But the main thing that I want you guys to understand is how systematic my strategy is. Every single time you guys watch one of these recaps, I'm talking about the same damn thing, right? I'm either talking about a break and retest, I'm talking about a bounce, I'm talking about a rejection, I'm talking about a trend. I am talking about one of my, 4 or 5 setups that I trade on a day-to-day basis. The reason that I love this strategy so much, guys, is because it's simple. It all makes sense, right? We are looking at areas of liquidity. So this New York Open, this is an area of liquidity. All this means is that there's a lot of buyers and sellers around this area. There's a lot of orders sitting in this area. So when price reaches this area, it's likely to have a big move. So for me, I only trade around areas of liquidity because I am only trying to catch big moves. That's why I'm able to make a lot of money. The problem with you guys, with not all you guys, but some of you guys is, and when I say you guys, I'm talking to myself when I was younger. So don't think I'm like yelling at you. I'm just trying to say the things that I wish somebody would have told me when I was struggling in the beginning. And believe me, I was struggling. But why would you trade around anything that's not an area of liquidity? Like, why would you trade this chop? Why would you trade this chop? Trade areas of liquidity, guys. When you trade areas of liquidity, you're not only catching bigger moves, you're finding higher risk to reward trades. You are much more disciplined. You're much more calm. You're not just going around, clicking buttons. So that's why I think it's so important to have a strategy that's based on something that's actually real, like liquidity, not like support and resistance or indicators or some, BS super complicated strategy. Keep it simple and have it simple enough to where you can open your chart and know exactly what you're looking for every single morning. And another thing that is actually something that I realized when I started creating content on social media is if your strategy cannot be understood by other people, it doesn't work, right? Like the reason I started making videos on Instagram and on YouTube and all that stuff is because I was explaining my strategy to somebody and they're like, oh, this makes a lot of sense, dude. Why don't you make a video on this? And I was like, oh, you're right, I should. So I was able to explain it to people and people understand and people use it. That means that it works, right? If it didn't work, nobody would use my strategy. I would have no followers, right? So that's the thing, is the proof is in the product. Real quick, I want to show you guys some trades that our premium members were able to take on today's trade just to show exactly what I was talking about, the power of having a simple strategy. So AJ literally took that exact same trade that I just showed you, 10-point break and retest to the downside. He said he's getting better at taking solid trades instead of exiting early. I love hearing that. Comet took a break and retest to the downside as well. Another AJ took a break and retest to the downside. Joker took a break and retest to the downside, risking $150 to make $400. Benny took a break and retest to the downside. Pretty much the same exact trade as me. He entered a little bit earlier though. Extramos cashing in on some options. Jacob caught some shorts on NQ. And yeah, guys, the reason I show you all this is to show you the power of what it looks like when you actually have a working strategy. Because so many of you, you're lost, and you're lost for one of two reasons. Either you have a strategy that works, but your mindset's messed up, and most of you, it's not that. Most of you, you don't have a strategy that works, and your mindset's messed up. So part of the reason your mindset is so messed up is because you don't have any confidence in your strategy. So when you take a trade, you don't have confidence, you don't know where to put your take profit, you don't know where to put your stop loss, you don't know where to exit, you're exiting too early or you're exiting too late, you're letting the trade go back into a loss. So that's the reason that I make these videos, is to show you guys what it looks like when you actually have a profitable strategy, when you actually have a systematic approach, when you can actually open up the chart and know exactly what you're looking for every single morning, right? When I wake up, there's no confusion. When I wake up, I know exactly what I'm looking for. It's not like, oh, I might look for this today, tomorrow I might look for that. No. Simple, right? Simplicity. Simplicity scales, complexity fails. All right, that's one of my favorite quotes. Simplicity scales, complexity fails. If you guys are using all these complex strategies, you're not going to know you're just going to be so lost. You're going to be so lost. So keep it very simple. And one of the things that helped me and helps a lot of the people that are in our community is having access to a profitable strategy. It's as simple as that. The people who are in this community that are making thousands of dollars per day are using my strategy. They are using a strategy that already works. They're not going and trying 10 different strategies and trying to experiment. They're using something that is already proven to work. It's like, how are you going to have confidence in something if it's not proven to work? If I was driving somewhere in a broken car, which is what a lot of you are doing with your broken strategy, I wouldn't have confidence that I'm going to arrive at that destination. So if my goal is to be a profitable trader and my destination is, becoming a profitable trader, and the system that I'm using to get there is broken, you're not going to fucking get there. You're just not. But if your goal is to become a profitable trader and you're using profitable information, you're using, my signals, my setup, you're using my strategy, and then you're trying to get to your destination, it's going to be a lot better for you, right? And you don't have to use my strategy. My strategy works, so that's why I'm just, using it as an example. But if you have a strategy that works, you can use that strategy to get to your destination as well. But if you do not have a profitable strategy, you are not going to be a profitable trader. It is as simple as that. You could have the best mindset in the world. You could be the hardest worker. But if you're working really hard on a strategy that doesn't work, you're not going to make any money, right? As mean as that is to say, you could be working for 10 hours a day, right? But I will open up my chart and I will trade for 30 minutes and I will beat you and I will make 10 times, hundreds of times more money than you because I am using a strategy that actually works. So it's not about having some, crazy complex strategy. It's not about using 10 different strategies. It's about having a simple strategy that allows you to open up the chart every single day, find a trade, enter, exit, close the computer, go live your life. right? Go live your life. We trade so we have freedom. Personally, that's why I do it. I don't know why you guys trade. I trade so that I can go live my life. So I love being able to find my trades in the morning and then go on and live my life. So I'll leave you all with that. If you guys do want to join the community, you can join using the link in the description of this video, and I'll talk to you all soon. Peace out.